Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Stay as self, your true self, which enjoys everything without participating. It's not part of anything. Everything is part of it. And you as self is not controlling anything. You are the seed out of which tree of this world has manifested. Now what the seed does when the tree comes out, seed can just observe. You are the seed. You are the source. Let's say in your dream at night, somehow you realize that it is your dream. All your apprehensions, all your resistance during the sleep goes away. This type of lucid dream everyone has observed at some time. When the dream is in your control, or you know that it is a dream, especially if the dream is really bad, scary dream, and you realize that it is a dream. What a solace it brings to us. Similarly, this dream, again which has come through the mind, and you in your innermost core knows that whatever is happening is pure dream. How would you react? What would you accept and reject in this dream? Nothing to accept, nothing to reject, nothing even to talk. So all the gossip in your life leaves you. Criticizing others, judging others, doubting others, comparing, competing, You don't give up because you are escapist. You don't give up because you're lethargic. You give up because there is nothing to fight against. Nothing needs to be proven. Everyone who has realized the self, the word has dropped. Dropped in a sense that the dream is going on, but you are not in the dream. You might still be a character in the dream, but now the dream is lucid dream to you. You know that it is a dream. And where this all bliss comes from, the bliss was always there. It was our misapprehension as an individual person, an ego, which was worried about other egos. Don't listen this from your mind. Mind is part of the dream, and your body is part of the dream. If you have an intellectual understanding of this, that is not sufficient. You have to transcend the mind. Listen from your heart. Listening itself is an art. And this listening is not interpreting, judging, comparing notes. If it goes into your inner core, you listen to it from your inner core. Transformation will happen on its own. You don't have to do anything. You are the consciousness. You are outside the ring of this game. Somehow, because of your desires, you came to play this game, and you have already played for so many years. This birth and previous births. Somehow, with the grace of the Source, you have now decided to end this game, or at least to be out of this game. This is known as grace. Grace is with you. Grace is on you. And it's your own grace. Somehow in this life you have realized there is no point in dreaming. Let's be awake. No one can obstruct your path now. But you have to keep quiet. Don't pick up another mission task in your mind. And all the previous tasks and missions may or may not accomplish depending on your destiny. So you don't have to bother about it. Stay empty. Stay as awareness. See the things without the filter, without your ego mind complex. See in its purity. In its purity, there is no difference between you and the other realized beings. In its purity, you are Brahman. You are Satchitananda. You are that. All the Mahavakyas only define you in your truest sense, and they knock on your mind, your intellect, to awaken you. We act like Kumbhakaran. People are shouting, elephants are roaring, conch shells are blown, and we are not waking up. Satsang is nothing but a reminder. Knock on your door to wake up. It looks like a long sleep and no one to blame. No one can do it for you. Scriptures, sages, teachers, everyone is just pointing towards that. What is meditation? Meditation is staying as pure awareness all the time, with practice, with attention, restraining your attention to the awareness. Accepting whatever comes in life. No resistance. And soon you enter into your natural state and the practice drops. No other practice is needed. except to pay attention to the self. There is no difference between self attention and self inquiry. Inquiry means you have to find the self first. Once you know, once you understand what self is, you pay attention to it. Leave everything aside. You should be aware of things which can pull you back into the ego mode. The first and foremost thing is break in your practice. Second is the company of people who are too much in the ego mode. Though there are no stages to be in self, but yes, there are stages in the ego mode. Ego can be very strong or very weak. Depends on your prarabdha, depends on your practice. So if you are surrounded by the people who are in a strong ego mode, that can pull you back. You don't have to run away from people. You have to be more intense and deep rooted in your sadhana and spend some time in solitude. So you don't slip back when you come across others who are in deep ignorance. Don't hate anyone. You don't have to analyze others. And you don't have time to do all those things. Use all the time to go deeper and deeper in your own awareness. Whatever this dream life is bringing to you, don't fight that. You will be wasting your energy and resources in that. Even smallest of small things can affect your sadhana. Watching a news, watching a WhatsApp message which is not conducive to the sadhana, or a movie, or a gossip. These things don't have any power. But if you're interested in those things, it will pull you back into your ego mind. Once you are completely established, you can read or do whatever you want. Nothing will affect you. But until you are tender, you are still trying to come out. It's good to avoid all those things. Everything has impact on our conscious and subconscious mind. Even a thought creates a karma if you are attached to the thought. It's not just actions. Don't just accept everything which comes as a message to you. There is no compulsion to read all the messages. I'm not saying all the messages are wrong. Some of them are uplifting. Some of them are about God or divine. It's a mixed bag, but you can select. You have an option not to read, not to get involved. Try to spend at least an hour in a day when you are not interested, not involved in anything. If you can do that, you will be free in 61 minutes. When you pay attention, then you understand your mind. Before that, you are always in your mind. People don't even know what is mind and what is self. If you are always in your mind, how can you know the self? You have to break all the connections with the mind, connections of your attachment. Just stay as pure awareness. Always. Pay attention to the seeing, pure seeing. Where you have no interest in things in front of your vision. You're not analyzing anything. Don't compare your sadhana, your life with other people's life. Your life is most beautiful, most conducive to sadhana. You have been given this life to be free. There is no other purpose of life. Rest all the purpose comes from your own desires and attachments, your vasanas. The real and sole purpose of life is to be free. So let's do that first and then pick up the stuff in the mind if you are still interested in those things. in your list of things to be done, if number one is to be free, number two is to be free, number three is to be free, and top 10 is only to be free, no one can stop you to be free. But if it's somewhere in the bottom of the list, then it will take more time. There is only one requirement from the seeker. That this is the sole purpose of his life right now. If you are not ready for it, better to finish off the unfinished tasks you think are important. And don't waste your time. The only requirement to be free is to be free from all the tasks. Free doesn't mean that you can't do those tasks. But in all your honesty, you are free from the attachment to all sorts of tasks, desires. And you're doing the task as a non-doer. Things are happening with the body, with mind, and internally you are just a pure witness. If you are a smart person, worldly smart, it will take you millions and millions of years even to understand this concept. Even to understand this concept. Smart person has sold his soul to the mind. He is a slave to the mind. Smart person can achieve anything in this world except to be free. Smart person can fool everyone except God. At least there is one place where a smart person can never win. Not even he can understand. Here the winner has to be like a child, innocent, pure, non-manipulative. To meet God, you have to give away all your arsenal of smartness. He is not interested in anything. You have to be naked. No tricks can get him. He's not after any show off, and there are no criterias. He is not after any rituals, fasting, certain number of mantras, standing on one leg. All these are part of the ego mind only. You have to be empty. You have to give up what even your death can't give up. Your mind, your desires. Death only leaves this body and takes away all the garbage in your mind with it. So to manifest it again in next birth. Here you have to burn this garbage. You have to finish your ego. To meet this lover within your heart, you have to die. In the insect kingdom, there is an insect, a male insect, which when meets the female insect, after the first act of sex, he dies. That's a rule. Here the rule is you have to die first before you meet. You can't go with your ego to meet this lover in your heart. You need that emptiness. And it's not a big prize. It is not even a prize. Be like a child. Be humble. Be like a beggar. Whatever comes, accept it with gratitude. Live a life of no resistance. Do your work honestly. Don't even doubt a person who is cunning, who is deceiving you. Let it be. Don't give any work to the mind, to the intellect. Live as you are not there. In a group, in a party, wherever you are, live like nothingness. Nobody. Give away all your arsenals. Putting others down, boasting yourself, comparing, judging, jealousy. Give away all the arsenals of your ego mind. Accept all insult and praise equally. Remember, you are not playing any role now, so nothing to defend, nothing can offend you. Live a life where you have no rights. Don't get annoyed by anything. Always remember one rule. Even in this dream, there are rules. Whatever we get is what we deserve. Take it deep into your psyche and accept whatever comes. And the second rule is, whatever is happening in your life is to help you to bring back to the self. Accept it wholeheartedly. Freedom is your birthright. We are all born to be free only. Freedom doesn't mean that you are not going to taste or feel or touch or see things. The only change would be things will be as they are. And you don't judge anyone. Everyone has been given a role. They're doing their role. If you are a good person, your life is more cool and calm. You are fortunate. A person in a wicked role, doing wrong things, how much suffering he is getting. You should have compassion for that person. It's not easy to role play like that. Your role is simple. You are free. You're always free. Stay in your own emptiness. Remember the days when you were a child. The faintest memories. When the ego was not developing as yet. You were hungry and mother has given milk and you go into sleep. How much planning you needed to get mother's breast milk? How many life insurances, income protection? All these plannings you did. You had no control on that birth, in which womb your soul will enter. And the most important thing, during that birth you had no control. And then you couldn't even speak how your parents will treat you, whether you will be left hungry. That was the time you needed all protection, all planning. And when now you have everything, you are so scared. What a stupid life we lead. This is because we don't trust life. We trust insurance companies. All our life we are only planning about our finances. How we planned our birth and our care. How could you make sure that your parents were not abusive or they took good care of you? How can you plan that in old age you will not have any disease? How can you plan that you will not be in ICU, intubated? How can you plan your death? In deepest of your psyche, if you understand you have no control in your birth and no control in your death, how can you start feeling you can control in the middle? It's sheer stupidity. And we are all trapped in that. Leave all the burden, all responsibility to the power which brought you into this earth and will take away from this earth, and be free. Be free from this ego which promises to take care of this body mind. Ask this ego, where was it when you were born? Was it taking care of you? Who was taking care of during your birth? From where this ego arises? How it came into being? If you understand this, if you sit with this question, you will realize it is a make-believe thing by your mind. It never existed. And it has no role to play. The only role ego has to put you on this roller coaster of joy and suffering like a puppet. Mere understanding of this concept, this truth, can make you free. Always stay as pure awareness. Don't touch anything. Don't go into the old habit of using mind all the time. Analyzing, criticizing, judging, liking, disliking. There is no need to do anything. This world will become so beautiful without the filter of the mind. You will see everything in its own beautiful wisdom, purity. Everything will be transparent. Your vision will change as if you have put new glasses. This is the eye of wisdom. This eye of wisdom opens up when the ego drops. When you touch your own stillness, you understand everything. Knower and knowledge is the same. Remember, you have no story. There's nothing going in your life. You're always pure awareness, an observer of what is happening with the body mind attached to you. Watch the action of your body with interest, without judging. Have the same attitude for your mind. You can work more efficiently, more honestly, more productive without doership. When you are pure awareness, what the results of action will bring or not bring, who cares? You're always at ease. This is real freedom. Don't wait for this freedom when you leave this body. Enjoy the bliss of this freedom while you are still in this body. They call about Jivan Mukta and Vidhe Mukta. Free while alive is Jivan Mukta. And the same freedom will be there when you leave this body as Vidhe Mukta. So many people have misconceptions about freedom. They think freedom comes at the end of this life. Only bondage comes at the end of this life. Dropping body is not freedom. Dropping ego is freedom. And remember, death of the body doesn't free you from ego. Death of the ego frees you from bondage. And what you have to drop is a misconception. Fake identity. Cause of suffering. Imbibe in your own awareness. Nothingness, emptiness. Emptiness is bliss, ananda, source of everything. And that is you. Om Shanti, Shanti.